All right, we're back. We're back. Little technical difficulties as per usual, but we are back. All right, take off where you started off or where you ended.
Okay. So I think it was a player 100 teamed up
Mm-hmm.
with some other guy. That's when they started to figure out different doors have different shapes in order to enter each door. So they both teamed up because they have two different shapes. So they go off on their own. Then you have the piece where you have the special forces, former special forces soldier, player 100, and then you have the team of the old lady and the pregnant girl. They're running around and they go through this door, and then player 100, Cho Yun Ji, special forces soldier, finds a door and he figures out they all take three shapes, and he get with his team, the other two, and they find out they have a key for every different shape. And it's like, oh, we make a great team.
Right.
And so the older lady says, hey, you should hold the keys for us so that way we can move around more efficiently. And what I thought was pretty cool was is Chung Young Ji, player 120, says, are you sure you want me to hold the keys? They was like, yeah. Yo, I'd be like, cool, bet. Let me get all the
Facts.
keys. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
That's exactly what I would
But
say.
anyway,
Give
that
me all
just
the
shows his
keys.
character. So right after that, Day-Ho, they show Day-Ho running around as far as not only that 456. This is when 456 thinks he found Day-Ho. So the director is slick. So they show 456 running. Then he sees somebody that he believes is Day-Ho. He chases after them top speed. Day-Ho is running. They show a different camera angle of 456. But ultimately, in the end, Daeho gets to this door. He tries to open it. He opens it. It's like a long drop to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But then they show 456 coming around the corner, and you think it's him going to Daeho, but it's not. He finds somebody else that looks like Daeho from the back. And he could have killed him, but he didn't, which I thought was interesting. All he cared about was Daeho. But what was even more interesting is when 456 looked out his door, he sees Day-Ho at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And the look he gives Day-Ho had me speechless. I'm like, yo, this dude wants to kill him bad. I'll pause there.
Yeah, he's definitely on the verge to kill one person and one person only. Um, I think kind of where it goes next, if I'm tracking right, is player 100 is teamed up with the Charmin. No, 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 no. The Charmin is trying to lead people to the exit. That's basically
144.
where they are.
Yeah,
Yep. And she's
44.
doing
Yeah.
her stupid little thing where her hands out and was like, they were like, which way do we go? Because she comes to a fork in the road. And
Uh-huh.
they're like, I'm not looking, I'm feeling where the people who haven't died are and which way they went and blah,
Uh-huh.
blah, 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 blah. And she got like 4 or 5 people following her. So she was like, this way. And they all take off that way. 4 or 5 dudes with knives come out and kill basically all the people that were following her, and she takes off. Go ahead.
You sped up. Oh,
Okay, go
okay.
ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'll start. You can continue from there.
Okay, so that's what I remember is that they all kill him. She takes off and is looking for the key. Then she realizes that there are different keys for different rooms. So she goes inside of
Wait,
one room.
hold on. You way ahead. You way
Okay.
ahead. We kind of went past like there's a couple of different things that we went past. It's all good. Go ahead. I want to stop you mid thought. I already did, but go ahead and
Yeah, you
continue
already
then.
did. We're good now.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the part I remember where I was gonna right before I was gonna pause, she comes to the door and it says exit, and in the door panel there are 3 keys that you need that Philly alluded to earlier: the triangle, square, and circle. And she only has one, but she finds the exit. She does find the exit because you remember the hiders are all looking for the exit. So she's like, "Oh, I got to go back out and go find the 3 different keys." Pause
Mm,
there. I know you want to go back.
yeah. I wanted to go back to player 007 because he's wandering around aimlessly trying to find somebody to kill. And there was one scene where he walked to a door and his mom opened the door and saw his back, but she didn't say nothing.
Mhm.
And you can just when I looked at that, it's just crazy because his mom was worried about keeping her team safe, but then worried about her son at the same time, which I thought was interesting. So anyway, her son is wandering around aimlessly trying to figure out what to do, who to kill, or if he can even kill somebody. And so at that point, the three-person team goes into a door. And so then you have MG Coin, and then you have the Thanos friend. They go around, they find their they find another kill so they can get their full credit for killing somebody. So they get him, they go in there and they kill this guy. But the interesting thing too is what I forgot is when they found him, there was a point where the guy attacked the friend of Thanos,
Pause
and
before.
they actually had him on the floor, right? They had the guy on the floor, he's about to kill him, and he tells the, MG Coin like, "Yo,
Mm.
help me stab this dude."
Right, right,
And it
right,
looked
right.
like he wasn't gonna do it, but then he stabbed him in the back.
Right.
I
Sharma's
thought
right, man. His mom was protective of 222 and her baby. I
yeah.
felt that there was an underlying story. Yeah, we'll talk about that as we go a little bit further on. That was towards the end of the episode, but
Did you notice that a lot of people, when they were faced with death, when
Chad, man,
somebody's about to kill them, they were begging, and then all of a sudden they just attacked.
right, 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 right.
I'm like, yo, like, I mean, I get it. Maybe they did it as as trying to trick them, but it's just like they were like, "Oh, don't kill me. I have a wife for kids, or I got this." Then it's like, ah,
Yeah, cause so yeah, so Chad, thanks for the 20 cent stars. Appreciate that. We're having our star trouble with the show, but appreciate that.
Oh yeah!
So as we're moving on, I think a couple key episode parts happen. Player 100, who's running for, or Player 100 pushed somebody as they came through two different doors. I forgot who Player 100 was with. I thought he was with the Charm, but it wasn't the Charmin. He was with somebody else.
Player 100 is with the guy who's friends with Thanos.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
player 100 is with let me pull up my chart here.
So
He is with um
I feel
the
he's
guy,
doing.
the Thanos guy.
Yeah.
He was friends with Thanos.
So
He's
they
the guy with
come
the
to,
cross.
yeah, Rob Roller in the building. Good series, finished
Rob,
it
what's
the
up,
other
brother?
day. We're only talking about episode 2 because I'm behind. So they come through a door where they open doors from two separate ends of the room. So they're both in a room, one bad guy or one killer, and then two. And um Player 100 pushes him into the guy. The
Yes.
guy stabs him. He dies.
No, it was a
Player
girl stabs him.
the girl. Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so Player 100 is running around trying to find somewhere. So Player 100 does something smart, which I just want to give him credit. Just want to give him credit. He comes to a part where there's a door and he doesn't have the key for it. There's a dead guy right there. This guy takes the dead guy's blood and throws it on his face because Thanos' friend, the guy with the cross, and 333 or 222 or whatever his number is, the baby daddy is coming, throws the guy's blood on his face and lays down and holds his breath. Philly, brilliant idea or dumb idea?
I think it was dumb. I mean, if it wasn't for his partner 333 that tells him like, "Hey, come on, stop playing." Remember, he was laying over him
Yep.
and was like, he stabbed the first guy who's already dead.
Yep.
Then he walks up to him. He's like, "Hey, are you asleep or whatever?" It's almost like there is no way. It's you see these war movies where I think maybe it was Enemy
Oh,
at the
there's a
Gates.
bunch of
I
them.
can't remember what it was, where somebody knew the enemy was coming and they hid in a pile of dead
Right.
bodies. And the dude shot and they didn't get shot in the pile.
Right.
But you can get away with that one. But there's only two people there. He only rubbed blood on his face, which come on. He rubs a bunch of blood on his face. Like, What kind of disguise is that? I can say if he rubbed it all on his body and a
He didn't
little
have
bit on his
time.
neck,
I don't think he had
and he
enough
was
time.
no, but look, yeah, but I mean, why would he go in the fetal position?
And that's a
Why
good
not
point.
just lay on your back, on your stomach?
That's a good point. Stomach would have been better.
If it wasn't for 333,
You're
that
right.
dude would have been found out,
You're right. Well, he bought
in
time.
my opinion.
He bought time and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
held his breath for a while. I don't think I could be able to hold my breath that long while somebody's talking in my ear and throwing it or skimming me with a knife on my face. But that's what happened. 333 and dude with the cross ran off to go find. 333 is still looking for his baby mama. At that time, the Charmin gets up or comes into the scene and she sees that player 100 has two keys on his chest, the keys that she's looking for. Player 100 bounces up. They basically say, let's team up. I know where the exit is. You have the two keys. I need two keys. We can all leave together. Let's go. And they take off back to the exit. As the story continues, I think you're paused, Billy.
I am.
So as the story continues, yeah, you are. As the story continues, we come to a critical part. Two critical parts are about to happen now that we'll talk about and we'll kind of end the episode. I'll wait for Philly to get back on, see if he wants to talk about 456 or if he wants to talk about the trio that they have as he is trying to get back in. Let me send him the link because it might have disappeared. Ugh. Ugh. There we go. There we go. Okay, got you back in. All right. I think we're at a part where we get to a critical part towards the end of the episode. We can either go to 456 part where he finds stolen valor, or we can go to the trio where a couple
I
things
think we need to circle back to player 125, Minzu, when he finds the cross that was dropped from Thanos' friend. I think that's a key part of the story. So there was a part where we go back when Thanos' friend and MG Coin kills the guy and they run off. That cross was dropped, the one with the drugs in it, the pills. Minsu finds it, looks at it, and he takes it. So that's a key part because that's going to be something that's going to impact the story later.
Okay.
But then after that, you have the scene where you have the three-person team,
Three women.
special forces, the girl who's pregnant and the older lady. They run off. They're running. They go up the stairs, and then the pregnant girl gets injured. She falls down the stairs. They go check on them, and then here comes one of the players, 226 of the red team. He comes out with the knife. So if you notice behind me, on my right, which would probably be your left on my screen at the very top, there is a dedication to this player who I thought, player 120, who, in my opinion, is probably the best character next to 456 in the front man of the show. That's why I got him up there. Because in this scene, you would think what he did last season when he was out, I was forming special forces and he was out there bucking shots. This scene right here cemented him in Squid Game history. He gets in front of this dude. The dude was like, yo, move out the way. I need to kill that itch. And then he says, well, give me the old hag. And he turns around, looks at the old lady. The old lady's like this. Yo, this dude take his keys, puts it in his shirt, zipped it up. The music starts. He puts a little Mortal Kombat stance on. I'm like, oh, shit, we about to go. Yo, this dude about to dance, boy. So anyway, I'll pause there.
No, that's good. Go ahead.
Yo, this dude comes out with the knife. They going at it, right? He tries to stab him. And so, perfect. He made the dude attack first. He leaned to the side, got behind him. He's fighting to get the knife out of his hand. Then the guy's like trying to pull his hair. And this dude does the judo flip, flips him over, and then kills that dude. And you know what I thought was interesting when he killed him? He turned around, and the old lady and the girl went up the stairs. I'm like, yo, why they leave the dude?
Well, they started going up the stairs.
Anyway.
They started
going up the stairs.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So the interesting part, when they get up the stairs, the pregnant lady is having the baby. Like it's
Yes.
happening. And I don't know who the doctor is, but basically she has the baby just fine. Cut the umbilical cord and everything's fine. They don't show none of this part. But basically she's having the baby and she has the baby. Do we want to
I think,
pause there and go to 456?
yeah.
Okay.
There's one part I really want to pause before because this is probably the most uh, climatic part of this season that we're about to go into of this episode. But there's one key part I wanted to highlight before we get to that. So, player 333, MG Coin,
Oh no.
and Thanos' friend with the cross. Remember, they kill somebody in the hallway, and he talks about the doll eyes and such. But then there was a part when they were walking down after that in the hallway. Thanos' friend, the crazy dude who had the cross, was like, "Yo, we got to kill as many of the blue team as possible. I know they said only kill one person, but we got to kill as many as possible. Remember, if we kill more blue team people, then we're going to help eliminate the red team." And MG Coin stops. The camera focuses on him, and he's like, "He's right." And it's like his whole mindset changed because before that, he was like, I gotta find, my girl, the pregnant girl. I gotta find her, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then his whole facial expression changes, which tells me this dude is all about the money.
Oh yeah.
Dirtbag.
All right.
Anyway.
So we'll save 456's part for a little bit and we'll go to the trio. So interesting thing happens with the trio. So the what's her number? The transgender? I know you don't like that term.
120.
120.
Or say special forces.
Special forces, cool. Leaves the pregnant girl after she delivers the baby and the old woman in a room. She goes out and she finds the exit. She has all 3 keys. She has everything. She could have just left. So she's like, man, let me go back and go get them. She doubles back and is at the doorway and is basically saying, get up. I found the exit. Right when that happens, what's his number? 333?
Yes. Well, wait. I'm sorry. I think once we get to that part, because after that you have 456.
Yeah.
But we still got 007 because that's
the very end.
Too.
007.
No. The part I'm talking about with 007, there was a part he was about to kill somebody. He found somebody in the room. He hesitated. The guy got into a fight with him. He bit his arm.
Yeah.
He was about to stab 007, but another guy stabs him.
Yep.
Saves 007. But then the dude walks and breaks his glasses. So that's key to later before this part. I just want to make sure we highlight that part.
Okay.
That's very important.
Interesting. I don't remember why that's important. Devon McCoy in the building. Olivia, sorry for not giving your flowers. Welcome to the building. We're talking about Squid Games. Say your child said it's not good so far. Keep watching. Maybe it will get better. But
crazy.
Yeah, it is tough. First 2 episodes is tough.
Crazy.
So
crazy.
Good segue to that part about that. So going back to what I was saying, special forces in the hall or in the door frame telling them, get up. I found the exit. I got all 3 keys ready to go. Devon, you fucking hater. Celebrities. Get it right. Celebrities. So 333. Well, let me stop there. Somebody stabs special forces in the back, and she just has that look on her face, that look that anybody would have when they get stabbed in the back. Eyes get real big, mouth shuts, hold your breath, and she's stabbed in the back. As she falls and dies, the pregnant girl, June Hee, and the old woman look up, and it's player 333, the baby daddy, has stabbed him. Interesting part to that is Thanos is coming, or the cross guy, I keep calling him Thanos, 124 is coming down the hallway. He basically says, hey, there's nothing here. Let's go back this way, leaving his baby mama, special forces to die, and the grandmother. Pause there, because that's a
grandmother.
I'm sorry, the mother. Horrible part to the season and the episode when special forces dies.
See, that's why whoever said that, well, I can see if they said season 3 was trash because of the episode 1. I can see that because it was slow. But this one, to me, was the most emotional, traumatic, anger-fueled episode next to, well, it's gonna get worse, but I mean, not worse, but it gets even better. But this one, if this didn't pull at your heartstrings, like it
Yeah.
gets, man. I don't know what else to say before giving away spoilers. But anyway, so this one right here, how many people expected 120 to die?
Not me. I
I
really
didn't,
thought she was gonna make it to
especially
the end.
that way.
Yeah,
You
especially
know what I
for
mean?
yeah,
Especially that way.
yeah.
I mean, this dude, he goes or she goes to find the room. She finds the room with the 3 keys, opens it, and the song goes off. She could have easily went in there. Because remember, one
Mhm.
part we forgot is before he got stabbed, they was telling him throughout the episode, the old lady was like, look, we've been a burden on you for too long. Go without us. She
Mhm.
said it after um the baby was born. Like, go without us. She's got a broken ankle. Just leave. And he could have did it, but she didn't. And so she went back for her friends. And when she went back, you can see the excitement on his face. And then they get stabbed in the back, not once, but twice. And see the tear come out her eyes, and her eyes, the way they went just blank, and the look of horror on her friend's face. Man, I tell you, that was great acting. Great acting.
Yeah, that was sad. She
Makes
got
me
dropped
sad
off.
now thinking about it.
She got dropped off. It's crazy. But yeah, 456 and her are definitely the most loyal players that we had in this game. Um, all right. So that was 120. And then it kind of we could go from 456 because 456 has an integral part to this. And I'll kind of jump ahead because we're running out of time. But 456 finds his nemesis, the one guy he's looking for.
I think one part we're missing. Remember the part about the shaman in 456. Remember 456 goes
Oh,
in the
yeah.
room.
Oh, shit.
Shaman
Yeah.
is going
Great
up the
point.
stairs. He turns around Caesar.
Yep.
If you remember last episode, the shaman was like in his face, and he was giving him the Darth Vader choke.
Yes.
And so he turns around, the shaman runs in the room. There she is. He goes towards her, and she's like, at first she was like, "You idiot," blah blah blah. Then she started getting scared, like, hey, you want Day-Ho, the one who betrayed you? He's around the corner, because she
Yep.
bumped into him earlier because his leg was injured. He's around the corner. Go kill him. Go kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves, and she gives a sigh of relief. Okay, now I think we go to 456.
Yep. So as Philly just said, so that happened, and then he goes and he corners Stolen Valor. I don't know what his number is. And
388. Day-Ho.
388. And it's a stairway. He's basically against the stairs. The bottom of the stairs at top is another door. And he's basically trying different tactics to not get stabbed. It's not my fault. It's all your fault. You led us astray. I mean, he's going all over the place. And 456 is just looking at him and just waiting for the opportunity. Meanwhile, the time is going down. The time is steadily ticking away as all this is going on. So they get into a skirmish. Pause me if I miss anything there. But they get into a skirmish. The knife gets dropped. He gets picked back up and he stabs 456 in the leg or slices him in the leg. Pretty good. Gives him a pretty good slice. As he tries to run back away, he slips, falls, busts his head, or just busts his ass. And 456 gets the knife back, and the skirmish is back on. I'm a little foggy, so hopefully you remember. How did he end up? What happened after that? Like, how did the end between those two Fury happen?
So there was a part when they were struggling, and they didn't have the knife, because remember,
Right.
Day-Ho had a knife from earlier,
Oh, I forgot about
when
that.
he was he was fighting somebody, so he had a knife earlier, and so he had it in his pocket. So he was trying to talk down 456,
Oh, he had a
and
knife
then
with
he
no
pulls out
handle.
the Yeah, he
He
had a
has a
knife
yeah,
with no handle.
yep.
Uh-huh. And so I think at one point 456 almost was going to spare him
Yep.
until Day-Ho was like, did the, you know,
Gotcha, bitch.
the trickery. Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
So yeah, so Day-Ho, you know what? Let me pause there. Day-Ho for being a coward is pretty strong. Because you remember earlier in the show, he was fighting somebody on the stairs, kicked the dude down there, he just happens to die.
Well,
Right?
let me
So they,
pause you there. Let me pause you there. The flight or fight mentality is real. It's a real thing. No matter who you are or what type of personality you have, when you're in the situation, flight or fight takes over. That's an actual real thing.
I'm not disputing that. It depends on the person.
It depends on the
'Cause
situation.
there was a lot of people in Flight or Fight, they do different things. So,
That's
which is evident by a couple of people in the episode who was faced with was faced with death and they did nothing. So, but yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so they struggle up on the stairs. They're going upstairs, they're struggling and whatnot. And so Day-Ho kicks them down the stairs and then goes up. And so 456 gets up and he's in pursuit. So at that point, I guess what we can do is continue with 456 because
Yep.
there was a point where after that it pauses, but then it transitions to the old lady and the pregnant girl who now has to move on without player 120. So which way you want to go?
Stay with 456 because that's really the end
Okay.
of the last thing. With the old
No,
lady
it's
and the
not.
pregnant.
No, it's
It's the
not.
very last thing that happened.
Come on, man. It's
You must
not.
getting your episodes mixed
456
up.
is an afterthought. You mean I'm getting my episode? I mean, you get your episodes mixed up. This last part with the two, the old lady and the girl,
Yeah, that's the
is
last
the
part.
last part of the episode.
That's what I just said. Let's
No, you
continue with
didn't. You said
456.
456
No, I said
was.
let's continue with 456 because the old lady and the pregnant girl is the last part of the episode.
Okay, fine. So anyway, they up there. 456 is struggling with Day-Ho. He's choking them. He's on the end of the dang platform.
Right. No
And
more
so
knives
front man is just staring at him while they're going at it.
on camera.
And so while they're going at it, they end up choking the crap out of Day-Ho. He dies. And I think at that point, when the camera showed 456, he realized what he did. And I think there was a level of remorse in there because he's like, he's struggling with the dude. And then there was something, I think 456 said something about it's your fault. I don't know if he's saying it to himself or to Day-Ho.
Right.
But anyway, there was the camera show 456. He looks like shocked of what he did. Because really, in evidence, I think this is okay. So I don't think you can compare season 1 when he was killing his best friend in the last season's game. I think this is the first time he actually kills somebody without something being on the line.
Correct.
I think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, something was on the line. If he didn't kill him, somebody he would have died. So something was on the line.
no, but think he could have killed anybody else.
Oh, you're right.
But
Yeah,
he
yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
He went after Day-Ho.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you take the last one with the old lady.
All right, so Day-Ho is dead. So we're on to the last part where, as Philly said, where we left off was the special forces got stabbed. 333 took the dude with the cross, 124. They ran off to go find some more people. Time is dwindling down. It's probably less than 5 minutes left. The pregnant lady and the old woman find the exit with 3 keys. They have everything they need. As soon as that happened, man, what a how the camera work was ingenious for this. But the camera work pans off, and standing in the doorway, still needing to kill, was the son. With no, I thought he had glasses on, but the son was there.
He did.
There's probably less than 2 minutes left, and the time is dwindling down. He's looking at his mom, and he's looking at the baby mama, and basically in his head, he's like, let me just take out the baby mama, because mom, I'm not going to kill his mom. He wants to take out the baby mom. Well, the mom gets in full protection mode over the baby mama, and it's basically like, you're not going to kill her, kill me. I'll pause there because I might be missing something. He had his broken glasses on. Okay, thank you.
No, I think you're good there.
Okay, so at that moment, time is dwindling down. He's basically about to kill his baby mama. Well, then I believe somebody else comes into the scene and is basically needs to kill somebody, if I'm not mistaken.
No, no. If were you are you
The
talking
very
about
end.
after he? No, after the mom does what she does to her son, the show is over.
Okay.
So there was some guards come in there and finish her son off because she stabbed her son, but he wasn't dead. So
There you
remember,
go.
she
Okay.
cried to the guards like, "Please don't
Don't.
kill him. I
Yeah.
did this to him. Spare my son," and they shot him.
Yep. So that's basically the end. And then we don't know who all at the end of season 2. That was the very end. So I don't know who all survived, who's all dead, what characters are going to transform to be the main characters. Because, like we said, 120 is gone. D Ho or whatever his name is, the Stolen Valor is gone. A couple other players are gone. Of course, the baby mama's still alive. The baby daddy seems to still be alive. Old woman is still alive. 456, of course, is still alive. And then, as we have an interesting part, which I haven't watched episode 3, but I will, the VIPs are coming to the game, which is going to probably change a lot of things up. But episode 2 was a heart-pulling, not warming, heart-pulling episode. A lot of people died that I was not thinking they were going to die. You look like you have thoughts.
No, I was going to say there's one thing we forgot too. When after the son was stabbed, the scene transitions to 456. He's leaning against the wall looking at Dayhole, and he looks like in a trance, and he has like a tear come from his eye. Because I'm about to say, I think he realizes what he did. So he takes the knife and puts it under his throat like he was going to kill himself, but
Yep.
some guard comes magically out of nowhere and shoots the knife from his hand.
Right. You said something earlier. You said 007, when his glasses broke, was a key moment. Why did you say that? I'm lost. Why?
I just think it was key because I think he was in a position where he was just like wandering around aimlessly, and it was just like every time he looked around, he had opportunities, but he couldn't do it. So when the guy stepped on his glass, it was almost like, because remember his mom was saying like, hey, throughout the whole time when he was a kid, you were getting beat up, they treat you like crap or whatever. So here he is at a time where he couldn't even kill that one guy. Some guy comes out of nowhere, kills a guy he was supposed to kill, and he just walks off and steps on his glasses.
Yeah.
And he puts the glasses on, and throughout the rest of the episode, he's wandering around and he's whimpering. He's crying even more because he knows he's run out of time and he knows he can't do it. So I think when he went inside the room and saw his mom with the girl, I think he was like determined, like, look, I'm thinking he sees his mom. His mom don't think he can do it. He's like, look, move out the way. I think probably he would have done it.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's almost like I don't know if it's like not an analogy, but I think it's ironic that somebody stabs the guy he was supposed to kill. When he walks, it's like he looks at 007 like, you coward. Walks off, steps on his glasses. The camera focuses on the glasses. To me, that shows the whole piece of how he was treated. Like he was nothing. That's why I think it was a key point.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like that analogy with that. All right, so that's the end of episode 2. Episode 3 coming up sooner than we did with episode 2. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll do 3 and 4 because I'm getting a lot of flack about not binge watching. So maybe we'll do 2 episodes. We'll see where we're at with that. Thank you, Philly DC, for coming on this journey, Squid Game journey with me. Appreciate that. I feel like I'm on the journey with you.
I want to ask a question before we go.
Yes, sir.
I was reading about this episode and a lot of fans in the heated debate about what the lady did to her son, whether she should have killed him or not. I mean, I know you ain't got any kids, but I'm just curious what other folks would have done. I asked Wendy, she said there's no way she would kill her son for somebody else.
Um, um, I don't know about that one. If there's more time on the clock, I think she took something into this girl and her son. I mean, she basically birthed that girl's
Oh
son.
man, we forgot something else too. Fudge.
Well, we're gonna have to wait till
We
next
forgot
episode.
Minsu.
Oh no, you said he took the pill and that was gonna be
No, remember he took the pill, but he killed the shaman.
Oh, he did kill the shaman. He did kill
And
the shaman.
remember, the
Dang,
shaman
dang.
went with 100.
Yep.
They found the door. He goes through and closes the door on her.
Yep. And
That's
then,
how Minsu finds her.
good point. Good point.
And he
Hey.
sees the image of Thanos' friend. And remember, earlier in the episode, he asked the same lady to help him find his dead girlfriend, and
Yep.
she ignored him.
Yep.
But then he finds her later. She looks at him. It looks like he didn't want to kill her, but he starts seeing images because he took the pill of the guy that killed his girl, and that's when he stabbed her.
Right. He said, I think she identified with Jung Hee, therefore couldn't allow her son. Yes, Shaman. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Exactly what I was gonna say.
So did Sharma say she would have done it or not?
If she would have killed her own son, I don't think that was the topic of conversation. All right, I'm gonna see if Philly get back on. I have to run, y'all, because if not, I'm gonna get in trouble. Let me see if Philly would get back on. Give me 1 second. See if I could do this. Get Philly back in here. There we go. There we go. All right. Sharma didn't say if she would kill her own son, if that's what you were asking.
Oh, she said she wouldn't kill her own son?
No, she didn't say. I didn't know that was the question.
Yeah, I'm curious if Sharma, what would you have done if you still here? I'm curious. Would you kill your own child
She
to
said
save another?
Ju Hee and her baby would have gotten dropped off. And the baby is crazy. I think the key moment was in episode 1 before they got into the game and they were going to switch, and when her son basically said, you can't kill nobody, my dad was basically beating on you, you never killed him, so there's no way you kill anybody. I think that was it for her. That was it for the mom. She was like, all right, I'm done with you. No way I'm choosing a wayward pregnant girl I just met over my kids. I agree.
But one thing
go,
I
Philly.
do want to
I
give
gotta
the
go
lady
before you ask her another question.
All right, bye. We good. Our popular celebrities, we